So I've literally just managed to like have a new machine, the first new machine in like 8 years, and it's completely different. Like everything on it is different. For a start, it has these USB-C ports that I kind of knew about USB-C because I've got a few little bits and pieces that have USB-C support, like my new power adapter, like my rechargeable thing. That's USB-C, so it comes with a cable, but I don't connect it to anything. Like I connect the USB charging port to actually charge stuff, but I don't have anything interoperable, so I don't really know that much about USB-C. But I realized that I couldn't do anything that I was doing on my machine without a USB-C port hub, because the machine that I got like literally has just two USB-C ports and that's it. Like you're literally, what Apple and all these new makers do is they make them super thin, super slim, super powerful, and then super like minimal when it comes to I/O ports. And I think they do it for a number of reasons. One, they don't want really external stuff connecting to it. They want you to spend a bit more money to get another hub. And you just have to deal with the fact that progress with new technology like USB-C, which is on pretty much everything, is the way forward for now. But it made me think about fiat money and Bitcoin and digital money and cryptos in general. Is that, somebody picking up a computer for the first time in a long time, maybe you've not had a new machine in a decade and you go out looking for a new laptop and you don't know what to get. I remember going with my mum to get a laptop and she ended up getting an iPad because it actually worked better for her in the long run because there was less things for it to go wrong. And I kind of feel the same way about this new machine. I don't want to be connecting loads of old school USB port connector stuff when I can do things like a HDMI USB pass-through. So I can just take a HDMI signal into a native USB plug with no software needed because it works at hardware firmware level, and straight into my software. Less things to go wrong, right? So less things to go wrong with the OS when the OS updates, or when the driver company doesn't update their drivers for a long time, and therefore you wake up one day and you try and do some client work and you can't because the drivers are out of date and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of get why Apple does while Apple does things like this in terms of like minimizing the amount of ports on the outside. But it is a bit of a shock when you have to kind of change things up. And one of the things that I noticed as well is that my camera is perfectly positioned right now where I want it to be on top of the screen. So if I remove this whole system and put it somewhere else, then I have to find a connector for that. So I was just finding it interesting, the similarities between fiat and BTC in terms of like the issues of access to it. Why everybody's not looking at Bitcoin today because of Elon pumping 1.5 billion into it and being like, that's the future, I have to get on that. The same way as these USB-C things, like I have to upgrade all my machines and upgrade all my hardware because I need to be on the latest and greatest. It's funny how your average Joe won't do that. They'll just keep on using their same old stuff until it actually goes wrong, or it's slow, or it's inconvenient. We don't seem to have like there's no like education part in the middle of there for reasons why it might be a good idea to upgrade, or people leave it a couple of years, or expect, well, R&D and technology moves it so fast, USB-C might be outdated by USB-D and E in a year's time, which still could be, I guess. But I just find that interesting. Feels like the correlation of access in terms of people buying a digital currency versus pound notes in their hand, or having money sent to them from a job every month, like as a balance in their account, and the differences of then having to further educate themselves to be able to take that fiat money and put it into digital currency, and then what else comes along with that, the security of it and everything else. And it hit me in the last week that I have the same thing with connectors and interfaces. I think it's the interface what I'm getting down to, is that we've only seen maturity in cryptocurrency and technology because of the interfaces getting better. If you take it right back, and I saw somebody do a tweet about this the other day, when Bitcoin came along and the journey that Bitcoin technology has been through in the last 10 years, decade or more, it's been astounding, from DOS attacks on it, from just like double spends, or like just so many different, you know, exchanges getting hacked or exchanges doing nefarious things on the blockchain, to the strength and the security of what it is today. And it's funny how a small little connector like that came in the post today, which was £6 to convert the port back to backwards compatibility to what I needed, helped me move a bunch of files, and helped me like connect up a camera, and helped me connect up a mouse instead of the trackpad. I can't get on with trackpads. I'll work on it, but I can't get on with trackpads. But the fact that I can now use my wheeled mouse again, so I can actually play Stardew Valley again, is pretty awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do a little vlog about it today, because I feel like they're linked in some ways. There's definitely an access and an interface issue that your average person like has to get over or encounter, and it takes some education, takes some time. You have to take some time out to actually learn it and learn how it operates and why it operates that way. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really wanted to say today. I bought a bunch full of sweets today just to like help me along with all my work, because I've got too much work on my plate right now. February is just insane. All right, I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.
Drifting slow.